Alrighty. So last but not least, we have president, and our candidate for president is Samuel. So you have a minute to say your speech, as did the vice president. So Justin, whenever you're ready with the timer, and Sam, whenever you're ready for your speech, y'all can go ahead.
All right. Good evening, everyone. As most of you already know, my name is Samuel Ebalobo, and I would like to be a UFC president for next term. Now, to begin, I want to make one thing clear. I did not expect to make it this far. A 17-year-old brown boy from San Jose came into college screaming at the top of his lungs that he would take over this club someday. After stumbling through NSR, cultural, and barrio chair, I see that ambition never changed. Every year I see it. Another kid right out of high school ready to make their mark on this club. I want to echo Rika, who gave me some really good advice prior to running. I want to give back to a club that has given me so much, though it wouldn't be me if I didn't add to that as well. UFC is built on the notion that we stay united, and that starts right from the beginning. As president, I not only want to give back, but to push forward blossoming individuals that walk into our space. To the upperclassmen trying to find their way back into the club, to the rising second year finding their footing in new officer roles. To the first years looking to make their first impression count, to the seniors leaving their first mark. They all matter, and I want to be here for all of it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sam, for your speech. We can start our timer, and then y'all can send in your final round of questions. Cool, thank you, Justin. Alrighty, so to begin the questions portion, we will start off with a question from the current position, which is me. Okay, so first of all, congratulations on getting this far, Sam. So proud of you. So here's my question, and I'll put it in the chat afterwards, as usual. So we had many unprecedented challenges arise this year due to the fact that we were online and even just normal non-COVID problems. How will you deal with these challenges that arise, and what resources will you use to overcome them? If possible, please give an example.
Oh, if we're talking about complications with how this year played out, I'm pretty sure that a lot of us like this was not the year that we wanted, but I feel like we did the best we can. Like honestly, like with the help of our like our multiple boards and like everyone here that's here right now, even though it might not look like past years and like what we wanted to as aspirations at the beginning of the year, I think we did pretty well in like gauging what people wanted and putting out quality, I guess putting out quality for whoever came into the space. And an example of like COVID and non-COVID problems, I just came out of barrio, and I guess like through barrio, I kind of learned how to not dwell on like how things are going and look towards the future on how we want things to end up. And I think in terms of how we tackle next year, because we don't know if it's going to be a full in-person year, which we haven't had in a while, or another online year, it's going to take a lot of collaborative work between the officer board, gen members, and alums. And honestly, like everyone who ran today, they're capable of a lot of good and great things. People who came before me, like Rika, I got Liza, I got Jeff, I got so many people in the background that can help us out. We got advisors, we got JR, we got Ate Angel. We have so much, like we have so much in our bank that we can take from and pull from, but we also have so much experience as a group of people here. And I just say that we go forward with our best foot forward. And yeah.
Thank you, Sam. So now a question, or our questions from the alum and our general membership. Sherry, whenever you're ready with that.
Okay, question from the alumni. In the past year, UFC has seen a decline in the engagement of general members and alumni in club activities. How will you address this and make the functions of the club more aligned with the needs of every general member and have them getting engaged outside of cap and barrio?
Yes. I feel like with this year with retention, I think we're all feeling a sort of burnout with Zoom, and like even like when we return to in person, there might be like a hesitancy to return back to normal, especially with like how things may turn out next year, and with aligning the needs of the general membership, um, I think making sure that first um, general meeting or like our first impressions with them stay consistent throughout the year, because I feel like whatever we put out forth with like cultural mingle, with how we interact with new students coming in, how we interact with our gen members during the summer, how we interact with gen members during the year, it all stems from retaining that first impression that we put out right when we get onto campus, or right when we first meet them. And I guess having them engaged outside of cap and barrio, um, keep shaking things up. Like um, general meetings aren't just like, it doesn't have to be just announcements. It could, or it doesn't have to be activities. Like, I guess a very big setback we had this year with general meetings is that we weren't in person to make those connections with each other that we usually have to, or like we usually get the opportunity to, like talking with each other, just hanging out as a family. So I mean, if we do end up online next year, just making sure everyone has ample opportunity to really meet each other as people rather than just acquaintances in a club. And if we're in person, just creating a space where people can come in and be themselves is just my top priority next year.
Okay, another question from general members. Since senior year is often busy and filled with many academic responsibilities, what are 3 specific ways you would handle the stress that comes with being a student while balancing your responsibilities as president to UFC and to your board members?
Obviously, like the like senior year is very busy, but I think one way that I could maybe like alleviate some of that stress is being realistic with my own deadlines. I'm one to often get lost in all the stuff I have to do. So, like sitting up here in front of you guys saying that I'm a be organized and stuff would not be would not be me. But I promise that um, I'll do better in creating that sort of normalcy in myself to create those create that sort of schedule where I won't get lost within my own stuff and give out to the club as much as possible. But that doesn't solely fall, or like that responsibility can be helped out with like um, my officer board as well. Like I know that a lot of us are very qualified, and like I have Mar to help me out too. We were co-chairs once before, and I feel like going into next year will most likely be hitting off each other again, along with like our senior advisor when they come through. So making sure that stuff is running smoothly with the officer board will also help out with not only my responsibilities with school and life, but also theirs as well. And I just I just think like the third thing is really like be in tune with being president. Like I guess the thing with like burnout from way back when I was an NSR, Jeff was talking about it, that like officers usually get burnt out near the middle of the end of the year. And I guess coming into this space, um, feeling like there's always something more that I can do, and there's always like a love for my culture and a love for these people. I guess that'll just keep me going throughout my time as president. And yeah.
All right, one more question from general members. Based on your previous experience on the board, what do you think is one of your weaknesses as a leader, and how do you plan on overcoming it in this position? Please provide specific examples.
Oh man. In terms of weaknesses, I could go on and on about what I could do better on, but throughout my time as NSR, cultural, and barrio, I feel like for myself, I think my biggest shortcoming that I know that I need to get better on is being okay with messing up. Um, I know that for me, I usually hold a very high standard for my work, and I usually get discouraged if um, my work doesn't really come off the way that I want it to. But I just think like for the past like 3 years, looking back on it now, um, the things that um, I've put out, I've accomplished, they've all led up to where I am now. And moving forward, I guess my biggest weakness as a leader is, I guess, self confidence. And I honestly like, I feel like you can all hear it in my voice that I still cannot believe that I'm here in front of all of you guys speaking today. And I think how I can overcome that sort of just sort of that shortcoming in myself that like um is really just um I don't know, being more retrospective, or um just taking a step back and making sure that um I'm being truthful with myself. And um I guess like honestly, like the three past presidents, like Rika, Liza, and Jeff, they've all I really look up to them, like in terms of how I want to push myself to be one of, or like up there with them as like presidents in this club. And I think overcoming my own self-doubt and like convincing myself that I do have a seat at this table. I think that's just something that I can get better at and would love to like build into fruition with this club as this next year comes through.
Great, thank you, Sam. I believe that was our last question, so round of applause for Sam.